Hi, this is Trinisha Cottrell, and today I wanted to talk about standing. So, what made me want to talk about standing is lately, since I've been fasting and I've been following God, and I really have been seeking to understand not only what it is that He wants for my life, but understanding what my life truly means and the things that I should be doing, the things that I should not be doing, and allowing God to lead me, even if I don't understand where I'm going. And the more I've been listening to God, the more I've been learning that the need to like control things or learn and have answers for things is all the adversary, because having faith is not being able to see how things are going to turn out, but knowing that God got you regardless of where you're headed in life. And for me, I think it's so important to stand true in honor in regards to yourself, in regards to what it is that God has for your life. And to know that regardless of who enters your life or who exits your life, you have to be true to yourself. And in order to do that, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand true to who you are, regardless of who's there, regardless of what situation you're in. If you know that you're not okay with something, you really do have to speak up for yourself. If you know that you want to be treated better, you want to honor yourself or respect yourself, you have to honor and respect yourself. People are not going to honor and respect you just because you're a child of God. They're not going to honor and respect you just because you're a person or a human being. People will treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. And sometimes you might not even realize you're allowing people to treat you a certain way. But when you realize that you're being treated unfairly or in a way that you don't like, or it doesn't feel comfortable to you, that's the time for you to speak up and stand up for yourself. And some people will say not every situation is for you to have to go against or fight against, and that's true. You have to pick and choose your battles, but always honor and respect yourself. I know I say a lot in the past like week or so about honor and respecting yourself because it's so true. You could have standards and feel like you don't deserve to be treated a certain way, or you could have standards and allow the world around you or society to manipulate you into thinking that you have to lower yourself to be good enough for them, or you might be around certain people like your parents or someone else and feel like you have to do things the way that they want. You still want to respect your parents and honor them. You still want to honor and respect yourself. You don't have to be rude and disrespectful to stand up for yourself. I'm not saying be nasty to any other human being or treat them unfairly or be mean to them. I'm just saying that there's a fine line and there's also a way to do it. So for me, if I'm standing up for myself, I speak up about the things that I'm not okay with. I tell people how I feel, and they either respect me or they don't. If they don't respect me, they don't get an opportunity to be a part of my life. Not from me allowing them to be a part of my life. And sometimes I try to be the bigger person in some situations, and it's not always good to just extend a helping hand. Like, and I mean a helping hand by for me to go out of my way to be nice to someone. I'm not ever saying do that. I'm saying that when you see people, you treat them with kindness and love, regardless of what they do, regardless of who they are or where they are in a position in your life. Just you have to control the way that you behave. You cannot control what anyone else does. And so it's so important to remember who you are and the reason why you have those standards, or the reasons why you feel like this is important to you. Don't just make a preference and make that seem like it's the biggest, best thing ever. Like, really think about what God has done for you. Think about the things He's already pulled you through. And I'm pretty sure He didn't pull you through a situation and a toxic situation or environment where you never had time for your family and your friends or whatever else, just for you to go back to another job that takes you away from your family and your friends, or to go to another person who's going to be toxic as well, or another friendship that's toxic. So it's up to you to remember the reason why you have those standards, the reason why you want to be respected, the reason why you want to be treated with dignity and respect, the reason why you want to respect and honor yourself. And it's not always going to be easy, because society is going to constantly be trying to tell you that you're not good enough. It's constantly going to try to tell you that it's impossible for someone to respect and treat you the right way. Society's going to tell you that you have to accept the bare minimum, that you have to accept breadcrumbing, that being with someone is more important than anything else. And they even like have cute little cliche terms that they call it, like cuffing season. And it's like a time in your life where you lower your standards and you just settle for anything just to have somebody for the holidays. Like, that's not what real love is. That's not what God's love is. God's love is not you lowering yourself and dishonoring yourself in Him just to have a warm body around. That's not what God intended for us. And I know a lot of people are going to be like super mad that I said that, but it's true. Real love is you loving yourself, you loving and honoring God, and the person respecting you and you respecting them. And if you settle, you are missing out on your opportunity to be with someone who really will treat you right, or the friendship that really will be reciprocal. You'll have reciprocity within all of your relationships. And even in a job, you're adding to the company, but the company is also, they are also getting you. They're getting the things that you contribute to a company. So it's not just a one-sided relationship in any area of your life. And I think it's important for us to remember that how about we start uncuffing in this season? How about we start being the people who have standards, who really, no matter how cold it gets, throws a blanket in the dryer. That's not me. That's from a pastor, because I already throw the cover in the dryer, but it really does feel like a warm hug, and it's so comforting. How about when you when you start to get lonely, you pray and spend time with God? I know it doesn't sound like super appealing because of all the other things you can do with a warm body, but seriously, think of how you feel afterwards, or how you're going to feel afterwards, and what's going to really allow you to respect yourself. Are you going to feel like you can look yourself in the mirror and respect yourself after you give into temptation, or after you just settle for anything? Are you going to be treated the way that you want to be treated? And my answer for that, if I settle for something less than what I want, is no. My friends are not going to be reciprocal. They're not going to respect my time. They're not going to respect me as a person. They're not going to treat me the way that I would want to be treated. And I treat my friends the way that I would want them to treat me. When I meet someone, if I'm giving my time and my energy to them, I expect them to give their time and energy to me as well. I expect both of us to be respecting each other, respecting each other's time, respecting each other as a person, and to really honor us and respect ourselves regardless. Like, I might say some things just because I'm just one of those corny people, or one of those people who just never, I don't want to say never says the right thing, but I just say like really corny, weird things sometimes. And I'm a good conversationalist, but I do like sometimes catch myself being like saying really weird things. Not weird, but like after I think about it, I'm like, why did I say that? And it sounds silly. But it's more like a joke thing, not like a, a weird, like awkward silence kind of thing. So I think I'm fine. But really, when you start thinking about who it is that you want to be, who it is that you're becoming, think of the best version of yourself, and that's who you should be striving towards becoming. When I think of the person that I want to be, I'm a good person all around. I lead with love and kindness in every situation. I am the type of person who has faith in even a situation. I'm the type of person who follows behind God because He's leading me through my life. I'm walking in my purpose. I'm living my destiny. I am staying prayed up. I'm in my word. Even when I'm in a storm, I know exactly when I need to call on God. I might not even realize I'm in a storm at first, but when I do realize, I try to remember the things that God taught me in the last season, and I call on Him when I need help. I'm the type of person who inspires and motivates other people, who will not lower her standards. The type of person who will see a lot of things coming. I'm not going to see everything coming because I'm not a genie in a bottle. I'm not just like a psychic or something else. I really am just a human being who is really trying to do the best that I can. And so I'm not going to see every single red flag. I'm not going to see, or every action as a red flag. I'm not going to see every time someone tries me as them trying me. I might not notice right away. It might take a little bit because of the things that I'm doing in my life and because of where my focus is. And I'm not saying I need to take my focus away from my purpose just to try to zero in on someone, adhering to my standards or something like that. Like, either they have it or they don't. And so for me, I'm going to try to be more mindful because the person that I want to be, like the best version of me, can see those things, will be able to notice those things right off, will speak up in the moment. And sometimes things will happen and I'm just in my head thinking about another business move or I'm thinking about ways to grow my business or something else, and I'll be talking to someone and they say something, and then later on I think about it and I'm like, did they really try me like that? But it's not that I just wanted to be naive and taken advantage of or anything like that. It's just that I had so much on my mind. I just wasn't even, I was there, but I wasn't there. Like, I was there physically, but mentally, I was just, my mind was thinking about other stuff. And so I really have to be more mindful, because if I want to have the type of person who's going to be about that life, who really will cherish me and honor me and respect me, then I'm going to have to notice all of the behavioral things, all of the tests that I'll be given from other people who are trying to get with me. Notice all of the times that I'm lowering my standards or where I'm settling for something less than what I truly deserve. And it's not that I intentionally wanted that in the past. It's just that it happens so quickly and every scenario is different. And I have so much on my mind. I just didn't focus on the right thing at that moment. And so people will say, well, you should be focused on that. I know. I'm going to try to do better. And I'm hoping that because God is number one in my life, that He will be able to help me discern and notice things sooner and be able to pick up on things that I really need to put my foot down about or really need to stand up for myself about, without allowing the person to just like breeze by without, or scale by, whatever, scale by. I don't know what word goes there, but you know what I'm talking about. And really just be able to focus. And I will say this, regardless if you're a Christian or not, people are going to always try you. Friends, family members, new people, jobs, whatever. They will always try to test you to see if they can get away with as much as they can until you put your foot down. And I know some people will say I'm putting my foot down because I'm screaming and raising my voice. That's not you putting your foot down. That's you being overly emotional and not handling the situation with emotional intelligence. When you grow, when you learn, when you become emotionally intelligent, you putting your foot down looks something like, I'm not going to work late tonight because I have a responsibility to take care of. Like, if it's in the job description and it says that on October 16th you have to work late every year, then know that that's coming. You don't make an excuse for that. But if it's something to where the person feels like they just want you to work late because they're taking advantage of you, then that's when you may have to stand up for yourself and say that you will not be able to because you have other responsibilities. You love your job. You are so honored to be in this position, but this is something that you will not be able to do. And you see how I said it? I'm so serious. My face expression was not a smile. I did not say it like, oh yeah, that's just something I won't be able to do. Like, no, that's something that I will not be able to do at this time. Just like with friends, they may say, oh yeah, you can just, do this for me. And then I'm also going to need you to do this on such and such day. Like, listen, we're friends and I would do anything for you. I really respect you and I respect our friendship, but I'm not going to be able to do everything every night. I'll do something for you every once in a while. I really don't mind helping you, but I cannot give you all of this extra time. I have other things that I have to take care of, and I hope that you understand. That's how you say it. When it's a person in a relationship or whatever, I don't know how to act in that situation, but I would hope that if I was in a scenario where someone wanted to make an excuse for why they couldn't respect me or treat me the way that I'm supposed to be treated, then I would hope that I would say, For me, it's really important for someone to be consistent and to have good communication. I understand that if that's something that you will not be able to do, this is something that I absolutely need. And me having someone in my life who is inconsistent is strange, to be inconsistent when we have such a connection. And I cannot allow someone like that in my life, because that type of toxic behavior doesn't allow me to be able to trust the person who I'm getting to know. Something like that. I don't know if I would say it exactly like that, but something along those lines. And so in every area of your life, you have to stand up for yourself and put your foot down. You don't need to be rude or nasty or disrespectful in any way. You speak up for yourself by honoring and respecting yourself. And because you respect yourself, other people will start respecting you, because they'll know that you're really about that life. They'll know that you really truly care about yourself. You care about how people are treating you. You care about your time. You care about your body, your mind, your spirit. You care about all of the things that you do in your life. They mean something to you. And I know I always throw this in there, and I cannot remember what part of the Bible it's in, but we cannot ask for another minute, hour, or day of our lives. So if we can't ask for another minute, hour, or day, when our time comes, when it's our last day, our last breath, I don't want to be there regretting the people that I allowed in my life who didn't deserve to be there. And I know that sounds harsh, but seriously, we have too many things to do in our life. There's too many opportunities that God's given us. There's too many people that rely on us. There's too many things that really actually matter in our life. And having someone there who's just taking up wasted space is not doing us any good. It's not helping us. It's not pushing us forward. It's not putting us in a position or at a level that God wants us at. God wants us to honor and respect ourselves, because He loves and respects us, because we honor Him, because us honoring our mind, body, and spirit, our soul, everything is respecting God. And my body is a temple. My mind is a temple. It's everything that is me is God. And I don't want to do anything to disappoint God. I don't want to do anything to act as if I know better than God. And I definitely don't want to act like I am God. I want to make sure that regardless of what's happening in my life, I respect myself. God is everything to me. And no matter how fine someone is, no matter how good of a friendship, or how many years we've been friends, or how many zeros are at the end of the job, God is everything. God can give me another position at any moment. I don't have to, I'm not idolizing or worshiping a job, a friendship, or a person, and put no God before Him. So, in conclusion, I think it was called Stand Up. It's getting late, so we're going to pretend like the name of this video is Stand Up. And I'm saying, in conclusion, it's important for you to stand up for yourself in a very respectful way, where you honor and respect yourself, and you carry yourself with dignity as the woman or man that you desire to become. Your future self is the person who you should be striving to be. The things that you want to accomplish in your life, the things that God is going to bless you with, you have to be obedient and willing to sacrifice. The things that you want are not always going to be what you, just because you want something does not mean that that's what you get to have. God is looking out for your best interests. So if there's a job, a friendship, or a person who means you no good, God is not going to allow them in your life. He's not going to say yes to something just because you feel in the moment like that's you. God will help you discern if you ask for discernment. He will help guide you in any way that He can, so He can help you make the best decisions that you need to in your life. Make sure that I was listening to a sermon earlier, and it said something about control. And I know for me, that was an issue. I really just wanted to have my hand in everything and just be able to make these decisions for my own life. But I know whatever God wants for my life is what's most important. Sometimes you have to relinquish the control. Stand up for yourself and allow God to be the lead of your life. Like, just stop doing the most. Stop overworking if God didn't say put in 80 hours a week. If God said work and do this one thing and he will take care of the rest, he's going to take care of the rest. Instead of like focusing on how you have to do all of these things in your life. You know what I notice? When I'm doing what I need to do and being obedient, God literally steps in and makes ways out of no way. He makes things happen, and my income is blessed because God took the lead. When I'm over here hustling and bustling and doing the most and working all of these extra hours, it's like it's okay. Like, I'm doing okay for myself, but when God steps in, whew, I mean, when I say blessed, God literally blesses me. And don't just think that God's just going to give you $1,000,000 just because you're being obedient. I'm saying you will be of lack of nothing because everything will be taken care of. I don't ever have to stress because I know God's going to step in and take care of everything. And as long as you respect and honor yourself and you are leading with love and kindness, no matter who the person is, then, and you allow God to have control of your life, and you're obedient and you're serving and you're sacrificing, God will take care of the rest.